Bring viewers up to speed. The reason why this is such a big controversy and why it became such a hot issue in the market is that here was a logistics company, VRL Logistics, which came up with a plan to set up an airline. The promoters came in, and I'm going back to not too long ago, but May of this year, this is when the entire controversy broke out. Promoters said that we want to set up an airline in our personal capacity. They came and clarified this. However, the clarification did not go down well with the street at all. We remember at that point in time, the stock had completely crashed. And one of the problems that a lot of analysts cited on the street was the body language and the tonality. In fact, the promoter had come on our very channel on CNBC TV 18 saying that he's not concerned or bothered about the shareholder concern on this issue because this is a new business venture which he's undertaking in the personal capacity. The street didn't buy into it. There was a lot of resistance and there was a lot of pressure on the stock price. That decision has been withdrawn today. We'll try and connect with the company if we can over the next couple of minutes. But we've also got Mangalam, who's been tracking VRL very, very closely for a long time now. So Mangalam, I guess the street is going to heave a sigh of relief with this?
Indeed, Surabhi. Just to put things into perspective, the day this was announced was May 24th. On May 23rd, the closing price of VRL Logistics was close to around 393 rupees, 394 rupees. The next day, the stock went down 20%. The day after that, after this announcement and after the interview that you spoke about, the stock went down another 25% to levels of closer to 270, 280. After that, there was some semblance in valuation comfort, and the stock still hasn't recovered to that pre-announcement levels. Perhaps also because of weak numbers, but this news was the one which spooked the street the most, and because of which the stock fell from all the way from almost 400 rupees to 314 rupees where it is trading currently. So with the announcement that the promoters have removed their they have not or withdrawn their intent to get into the regional airlines will be taken positively by the street. Remember, a couple of days ago, there was a bulk deal also when New Silk Route was the one which was the seller out there. The promoters also made an intent or had the intent to dilute their stake in the company up to 10%. They hold about 69.57% stake in the company. They wanted to dilute as much as 10% to fund this airline. So that also cast a lot of aspersions when the bulk deal happened that perhaps promoters could have been the sellers out there. But with this news coming by, this will be a positive for the stock, and the street will perhaps heave a sigh of relief that the promoters will now move or put their focus into the business, which did really badly in the fourth quarter as well. The promoter cited economic reasons for that, saying that the economy hasn't picked up and stuff. So with the promoters now putting their mind space into this business and withdrawing their plan to get into the regional airline will be taken as a positive for the street.
All right, that is the only detail that we have available right now. Not too much of clarity. Let me see if I can actually get my hands on the press release and see what exactly it says. It's not offering too much. It just goes on to say that okay, so this is something that's been submitted to the board members. Dear board members, this has reference to the press release and disclosures submitted and updated by the company to the exchanges on the 23rd and 24th May, wherein we had expressed our intention of commencing a regional airline. Subsequently, there have been several developments, including the announcement of a new aviation policy by the centre. The regional connectivity-related aspects listed in the said policy do not augur well with our planned business model. So essentially, what promoters are saying that they've withdrawn the plan because of the new civil aviation policy. They're not citing shareholder pressure. They're saying that the regional connectivity-related aspects did not augur well with the planned business model. And as such, we have decided to drop the plans for an entry into the civil aviation space. So, Mangalam, I guess the debate's going to be an open one on whether this has happened because of policy changes in aviation or whether this is shareholder pressure. You mentioned the exit of New Silk Route. Of course, they made a lot of money. Right. NSR made a lot of money in that exit, but the fact is that they cashed out completely just a couple of days back. But I guess for existing shareholders who are still invested in the core business, it's going to be all about logistics from here on. Indeed,
it's only going to be about logistics from here on. And as you said, the jury is still out on whether it's the new aviation policy or whether it is shareholder pressure. But definitely, this will be positive for the shareholders of VRL as far as tomorrow's trading session and going forward is concerned. Let's go back to Ari.